Cowboys would have a better chance of getting on a late season roll and winning the extremely winnable NFC East if Greg Hardy had been cut a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago or never signed in the first place. I believe that Jerry Jones could have reunited this team by dismissing Greg Hardy. It's been one incident after another, culminating last Thursday. There were several media reports that Greg Hardy was late to meetings at their Valley Ranch headquarters. Jerry Jones has publicly discounted that by saying, well, gee, players are occasionally late to meetings. This is Greg Hardy we're talking about. I thought he was on zero tolerance, and then we had that first interview, ill-fated as it was, that he gave. Then we had the special teams huddle during the Giants game. Then we had 2 different Twitter posts proclaiming his innocence that were just completely out of bounds. One thing after another, with the culmination, maybe the last straw, that you were late to meetings last Thursday ahead of the Tampa Bay game, which became your 7th straight loss. Greg Hardy is now 0-5 as a Dallas Cowboy. He has not mattered to this football team. I'll do it from a football perspective. I haven't seen the productivity that I expected from him, so he's become far, far more trouble than he was ever worth in the first place. I wish Jerry had cut him, but at least he's come somewhat around to, gee, maybe we ought to revisit this idea of extending him.
Greg Hardy is a distraction and a negative to everybody because of the baggage that he joined the Cowboys with. That's it. It's that simple. Let's stop beating around the bush and trying to make things out of nothing. What's something is the fact that he had that domestic violence conviction that was overturned on appeal. That's what happened. Because that got into an argument on the sideline.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have 16 sacks on the season. Greg Hardy's only played 5 games, and he's their leading sacker with 4. Nobody else on the team has more than 3. He's their leading sack guy, okay? So what I'm saying is I am not absolving him by any stretch of the imagination. I can respect the fact that you, certainly you and anybody else would think that he's a distraction. I felt that way as well. My point to you is this. If we're going to sit there and look at him as a problem, let's not try to act like he's been a problem because of what happened in the last 5 weeks that he's been with the squad. No. His baggage that he brought with him is the problem. And that's exacerbated the situation because this dude could make news for walking over to get some water from the water fountain instead of sprinting. That's how bad things are with Greg Hardy right now. That's what this is about. This ain't about anything else. This man right here, to me, even though I was on the record saying if I was the Dallas Cowboys, I didn't mind taking him. Here was my belief. 10-game suspension. After that, there's no risk whatsoever. He's one of the elite sackers in the game, considered the biggest free agent out there outside of Ndamukong Suh, and he's on a week-to-week basis with a no-tolerance policy.
Yep.
You have nothing to lose and potentially everything to gain. And he's going to serve the 10-game suspension, so be it. But it was after that it got reduced to 4 games. It was after that, and once he came in and was playing, that we saw the pictures. It was after that we saw him going off on the sidelines and slapping down the coach's clipboard and all of that other stuff. But in the end, what this comes down to is because of the whole domestic violence issue, everything else is blown up. And I'm saying to you, that's why, if you want to say he's gone, just say that. Because from a football perspective, the football issues to me are not that big of a deal. The other stuff is a very big deal. The football stuff, you got in the huddle. You slapped it.
No, Stephen A. It's how he handled all the off-the-field situation, the domestic violence, the no lack of contrition, how he acted, how with the posts and this, he's making it worse. So it's not just that act. Then he didn't handle himself properly. That's what we're talking about.
No, what I'm talking about.
He's not being a professional.
No, what I'm talking about is this. All of that is what I'm talking about with the domestic violence.
Yeah.
When I say the domestic violence,
but if he handled it properly when he came back and showed remorse and acted professional, like a patriot would, then I think it'd be a different story.
What I'm saying is this. Let me be very, very clear, because obviously this is a dicey subject, so let's be clear what we're saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is everything associated with his domestic violence issue is the issue. If you take all of that away, then nobody's thinking about how he's acting on the football field. That's all I'm saying. Of course, when you say the level of contrition that he has lacked showing, that to me is jumped in with the domestic violence issue.
He's made it worse is what I'm trying to say, but yes, the football's been on point.
But what I'm saying to you is that the domestic violence charge, the conviction and then it getting overturned on appeal, okay, because it went from a bench trial to the jury trial and it got dropped. Combined with him coming on and not showing the appropriate level of contrition, to me, that's all in one cup. When I say domestic violence, I'm talking about all of that. The football stuff is, oh, he jumped into the huddle. He slapped down the clipboard. He had to be, controlled by Des Bryant and them from arguing. I am saying without the domestic violence stuff, those issues are not big enough for us to be talking about the sack leader being gone. So let's stop dancing around the issue and just call it what it is. He came back from the whole domestic violence charges. He didn't show the appropriate level of contrition, and we don't believe he should be playing, especially after seeing those pictures. We don't believe he deserves to be playing. Let's stop talking.
It was dicey to sign him in the first place,
right? So what I'm saying is that's the issue. Let's stop acting like, oh, my goodness, over the last few weeks, we're seeing things on the football field from him that's so problematic that he doesn't need to be on the football team. No, he doesn't need to be on the football team because the baggage that he had coming into, he has done nothing to minimize that. That's the issue. It's all it is.
Okay, but
that's all it is.
Okay, let's say he had no background of domestic violence and they had signed him.
Right.
And then he has the incident in the huddle where he just loses it and breaks up. And you said the next day, that man's crazy.
Right.
Like he looks crazy to me.
But he looks crazy to me because I know about the background.
Okay.
Without the background, I would have just went like this. Oh, man, he lost his temper on the football field. That's my point. If you got those issues and you know you have those issues as a backdrop and everybody is looking at you differently because of those issues, and then you go on the field and do that, that exacerbates the situation. And that's all I'm trying to say. So I'm saying this is the bottom line for me. Skip Bayless, your Cowboy-loving self, would not be talking about getting rid of Greg Hardy if he didn't have that history. Those incidences on the football field wouldn't be enough for you to say, let go of the sack leader.
Although
that's where I'm going.
Before he was signed, I said no.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm saying without those issues, if it were just he got into the huddle, slapped the clipboard, had to be restrained by Des Bryant and other players, you would not be saying get rid of the sack leader for your Dallas Cowboys. It's because that's where I'm going.
All right, but finally I had to give in to it. We talked about, are you rooting for the Cowboys or Greg Hardy? I just root for the Cowboys. So if he'd come in on zero tolerance, and he had been seen on Sundays but not heard from a peep through the week, I'd say, okay, I guess he's rehabilitating himself. I guess he is what Jerry said. They said, we have programs in place. Charlotte Jones, the daughter, said, we have programs in place to help him out. I don't know if he's participating because it sure doesn't look like it to me. After a while, more trouble than worth. I don't know what the leaders of this team think, but I'm going to guess. This is just a guess. I think they would be relieved if he were out of their locker room.
And I guess what I'm saying to you is that Jerry Jones doesn't get to hide behind Greg Hardy to disguise his own flaws. A lot of things have happened because Jerry Jones has fostered an environment that says, I will do anything that I can to create a buzz, generate money, and trying to win along the way. So whatever cast of characters he may have to add, people that were producing and kept them out. Listen, DeMarco Murray came on the show last year. I said he should work for the CIA. I mean, he doesn't say anything. But he went out there and had 392 carries. He had 449 touches. He said nothing, just went on the field, did his job, and as a result, it helped insulate Tony Romo to some degree because Tony Romo wasn't subjected to the same level of punishment he would have otherwise been subjected to. And Jerry Jones still got away from, let him go to save a few bucks, But then you go out there and you find the money to get Greg Hardy. So listen, you brought this on yourself.
It wasn't much, but
but you brought it on yourself.
I got it. And finally, we have something I don't know much about, but there's this highly publicized welcome to Dallas party that they're going to throw on, is it after Thanksgiving on Friday, I guess?
Thanksgiving, yeah.
Right? Okay. For Greg Hardy, welcome to, Lord, have mercy. And that's being publicized. See, if I'm Jerry Jones or Charlotte, I just say, no, we're not doing that.
Shut it down.
No, sorry.
You absolutely. Yeah, you could say that, and I don't blame you. But here's what I'm saying. Do you have a problem with the party or do you have a problem with something being publicized? Like if you were just having a house party, Greg Hardy is a free citizen. He's perfectly within his right to have a party, to go party, okay? But what you can't do is with the backdrop of all of this stuff. Hey, life is beautiful. I'm about to throw down and have a party and let the world know. You see what I'm saying? But in Dallas, that's where the exception lies. Skip. They're America's team, right? They're the ones everyone wants to come play for, right? They're the star in the helmet, the billion-dollar playpen. This is what comes with your Cowboys. Live with it.
It comes with my owner, not my Cowboys.
Oh, excuse me. Your owner is the Cowboys.
I guess so.
All right.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Let's stay in Texas, but how about we talk some college football, shall we? Could this be Charlie Strong's last season in Austin? The Longhorns coach has some interesting comments about his future, and you'll hear them after the break.